These are the 5 best Chinese SUVs you can buy for under $40,000 that aren't a Toyota or a Honda, and every single one of them wears a Chinese badge. This is a countdown built on verified prices, real test standards, and the parts of the story most reviews leave out. First, the ground rules. $40,000 is a price band, not a literal figure. Across the markets that matter here, that's roughly £30,000, 35,000 euros, 60,000 Australian dollars, 65,000 New Zealand dollars. And where a car sits just above that line on paper but drops under it after manufacturer bonuses, I'll tell you. Second, and this matters more than any spec sheet, where you live decides whether you can buy any of these at all. The European Union adopted countervailing duties on Chinese-built battery electric vehicles on the 4th of October 2024, in force from the 30th of October for 5 years. On top of the standard 10% car import duty, BYD pays 17%, Geely 18.8%, SAIC, that's MG's owner, 35.3%, the highest of the lot. But here's the loophole that reshaped the entire European market. Those duties cover BEVs only. Not hybrids, not plug-in hybrids, which is exactly why the cars at the top of this list are plug-ins. And it's also why the UK's ZEV mandate, which requires manufacturers to hit a 33% electric sales target in 2026, rising from 22% in 2024, is quietly pushing every brand toward PHEVs as a compliance tool. The UK, by contrast, charges no tariffs at all, and it shows. According to the SMMT, Chinese brands took 9.7% of UK new car sales in 2025, almost 200,000 cars, and 12.7% of EV sales. BYD alone registered 51,422 vehicles, up from around 8,700 the year before. Australia and New Zealand are wider open still. Chinese-built vehicles accounted for 252,928 units in 2025, 20.4% of Australia's 1,241,037 car market, second only to Japan. GWM, that's Great Wall Motors, the parent of the Haval brand, sits consistently in the top 10 Chinese brands in both Australia and the UK, though none of its current models crack our price band with the full spec most buyers want. Worth knowing if you're cross-shopping. And then there's Canada. On the 1st of October 2024, Canada imposed a 100% surtax on Chinese-made EVs, stacked on top of the existing 6.1% tariff. That's an effective 106.1%. Trade advisors called it a complete economic blockade. BYD shelved its Canadian launch. Polestar suspended imports. That surtax was repealed effective the 1st of March 2026 and replaced with a tariff rate quota of 49,000 Chinese EVs per year, each shipment requiring a permit. Cars under the quota now pay only the 6.1% tariff, but they remain ineligible for the federal IZEV rebate. So Canadian viewers, this list is a preview, not a shopping trip. Right, the countdown. Number 5 is the value electric SUV. And which one depends on your postcode. In the UK, it's the MG S5 EV.
This is the new MG S5, and it is the successor to the hugely popular ZS EV, a car which was, for a long time, the cheapest electric SUV.
SAIC's replacement for the old ZS EV, built on the rear-wheel drive MG4 platform. The SE standard range starts at 28,495 pounds with a claimed 211 miles WLTP from roughly 49 miles per gallon, 11 miles WLTP from roughly 49 kilowatt-hours of LFP battery. Step up to the trophy long range at 33,495 pounds and you get 298 miles WLTP from around 64 kilowatt-hours of NMC, 7-year warranty, with a catch I'll come back to. The MG S5 EV uses a CATL-supplied cell pack in some configurations, CATL being the world's largest EV battery manufacturer, while BYD's own vehicles use the proprietary Blade battery, which is a meaningful structural difference when you're thinking about long-term supply chain and repairability. In Europe and Australia, the pick is the Leapmotor C10 or the Geely EX5. The C10 is majority owned by Stellantis, which means it inherits a real dealer and parts network, a genuinely underrated advantage. It's 36,500 pounds in Britain in a single fully loaded trim, or 37,600 euros in Germany, available as a pure EV with 263 miles WLTP or as a range extender. In Australia, the REEV starts at 43,888 Australian dollars, 5 stars from Euro NCAP. The Geely EX5 undercuts both at 31,990 pounds with a claimed 267 miles WLTP, and it's the first Geely-badged car sold in Britain. Handling tuned with Lotus input, which Geely also owns. German price, 37,990 euros. Its problems are specific: a 410-liter boot, no long-range version, and no Apple CarPlay or Android Auto in the current generation. Quick one before we climb: if this is useful, subscribe to Chinese Car Insider. It genuinely helps. Number 4. The BYD Atto 3 Evo.
The BYD Atto 3 has evolved, and I don't just mean it's had a light facelift. This is a very different car to the one that was launched back in 2023.
The original Atto 3 launched in Australia in August 2022 and became the gateway drug for Chinese EVs in that market. The facelifted Evo landed in 2026 and fixed the thing that mattered: a 74.8 kilowatt-hour blade battery, BYD's own cell chemistry up to 316 miles WLTP, and 220 kilowatt charging that takes 10 to 80% in 25 minutes. That's the advantage of vertical integration. BYD designs and manufactures the blade battery in-house, while most rivals, including MG, rely on CATL or third-party suppliers. UK prices: £38,990 for the design, £42,730 for the excellence, on sale from the 2nd of April 2026. In Germany, list is €44,900, but BYD's e-bonus drops it to around €34,990. In Australia, the standard Atto 3 runs $39,990 to $44,990. 6-year, 150,000 kilometer warranty. 8 years on the battery. The Atto 3 Evo also supports vehicle-to-load, V2L, meaning it can power external devices from the car's battery, a feature that's become increasingly standard across Chinese EVs and is still rare on comparably priced European alternatives. The honest counterpoint: the Atto 3 received a not recommended assessment from a safety authority specifically for driver assistance performance. No action for an unresponsive driver, no lane change assist. If you want the bigger BYD, the Sealion 7 is a Model Y rival from £44,990 in Britain and $54,990 in Australia, above our band, but worth knowing it was Australia's second best-selling EV after the Model Y in its first year. Number 3. The Jaecoo 7. Chery, Jaecoo's parent, has been China's biggest car exporter for around 20 years. With 1.14 million overseas sales in 2024, and the 7 is the proof. In the UK, it went from 209 registrations in 2024 to 28,232 in 2025. It was the 6th best-selling car in Britain in December, and the 2nd best-selling car overall in January 2026. That is not a niche curiosity. That's a mainstream hit. The petrol starts at £30,115. The one you want is the SHS plug-in hybrid at £35,165, around £6,000 under a Kia Sportage or Hyundai Tucson PHEV. A 1.5 turbo with an 18.3 kilowatt-hour battery, up to 56 miles of electric range on WLTP, and over 700 miles combined. UK fleet buyers, the SHS sits at roughly 8% benefit in kind, compared to 25% or more for a petrol equivalent. That gap is meaningful if you're company car shopping. In Australia, the J7 range opens at $37,990 drive-away. The SHS at $43,990 drive-away, with an 8-year unlimited kilometer warranty covering the car and the PHEV battery, and 5 stars from ANCAP. Note the Australian electric range figure, 106 kilometers, is NEDC, not WLTP. Those are not the same test, and you should never compare them directly. Germany got the SHS on the 19th of January 2026, plug-in only, from €36,900 because of those BEV duties. Criticisms: The boot is shallow at 410 liters in PHEV form. There's no conventional resettable trip computer, and reviewers reported poor DAB reception across multiple test cars. Number 2, the MG MG is SAIC-owned Chinese despite the British heritage marketing, and it is still the biggest Chinese brand in Europe, with around 304,000 sales in 2025 and 85,155 in the UK alone. The HS petrol starts at around £26,495, the Hybrid Plus at around £29,500, and the plug-in at around £32,500, claiming up to 75 miles of electric range on WLTP. Auto Express named it the 2026 Affordable Hybrid Car of the Year. German prices run €27,990 to €41,990. If you want smaller, the ZS Hybrid Plus is £21,995 for the SE. Genuinely one of the cheapest hybrid SUVs on sale. The catch: that 7-year warranty is capped at 80,000 miles in the UK. Drive 20,000 a year and it's gone in 4. MG also finished 29th out of 30 in Auto Express's 2026 brand rankings, and the What Car? Reliability survey puts it below average, with the iSmart infotainment a recurring complaint. Number 1, the BYD Sealion 6. Sold in Europe as the Seal UDMI. This is the most complete Chinese SUV under the money, and the reason is structural. It's a plug-in hybrid, so it dodges the EU's 17% BYD duty entirely. In Australia, it runs from $42,990 to $52,990 before on-roads, with up to 238 kilowatts and 550 Newton-meters in the premium AWD, and a claimed 0.8 to 1.1 liters per 100 kilometers. But that's NEDC, with the battery above 25% charge, so treat it as a laboratory number, not a promise. In the UK, the Seal UDMI runs £33,315 to £40,015. In Germany, €39,990 to €45,990. 5-star ANCAP. 6-year 150,000 kilometer warranty. It supports vehicle-to-load on the higher trims. It was one of Europe's best-selling plug-in hybrids in 2025, and the Sealion 6 won a Driven New Zealand Car of the Year outright. Now the part nobody wants to say out loud. Every car on this list depreciates harder than its Korean or European rival. German data from DT shows the average Chinese plug-in hybrid retains just 47% of its value after 3 years, down from 61% 2 years earlier, roughly twice the market's depreciation rate. DATS Valuations head Martin Weiss put it bluntly: it is not enough to launch a good product. Arval Germany's Christian Schussler called it fundamentally a trust problem. In the UK, Chinese EVs retain roughly 40 to 47% at 3 years, against 48 to 55 for comparable Korean and European brands, which leads to the single most important piece of buying advice in this video. If you're buying on a 3-year PCP, the depreciation gap eats most of the sticker saving. One worked example put a $34,490 Atto 3 within about £14 a month of a pricier Hyundai Ioniq 5. If you're buying outright and keeping the car 5, 7, 10 years, the gap narrows and the upfront saving wins decisively. That's the whole calculation. 2 more honest notes. J.D. Power's 2025 China quality study found the weak spot is software and electronics, not powertrains. These cars generally don't break, they annoy. And on driver assistance, Euro NCAP Safety Assist scores tell the same story across the segment. The MG4 scored 69% against the Tesla Model 3's 98%. The Atto 3 Evo sits in a similar range. The Sealion 6 and Jaecoo 7 SHS both score higher but still trail the best Korean equivalents. It's a category-wide gap, not a single car problem. Expect lane keep chimes and speed warnings that reset every time you start the car. So, 5 SUVs under 40,000, no Toyota, no Honda, and no apologies. The Sealion 6 takes it. But the real headline is that a segment that didn't exist 5 years ago now takes nearly 10% of Britain and 20% of Australia. If this was useful, subscribe. There's a lot more of this coming.